What's up, Star Wars fans? David Land here, and today we're going to be unboxing and reviewing the second wave of the Star Wars The Force Awakens 3.75-inch action figure line. These figures have been on store shelves since Force Friday, easy for me to say, but they've only been showing up at Kohl's and JCPenney stores, and those stores have been charging upwards of $14 for these, which is twice the manufacturer suggested retail price, or MSRP. However, these just started hitting Walmart stores, and last night I walked into my local Walmart store, and there they were, sitting on the store shelves. So today, we're going to unbox these and take a look at all of them. There are also two extra figures in the set that I did not pick up. They're two Rebels repacks. I was excited about the Rebels toy line when there was no Force Awakens merchandise, and I don't even think the trailer had hit when that stuff came out. So I just decided not to pick it up. So we're just going to be taking a look at the 4 Force Awakens figures today, and boy am I excited. I love this line so far, and I'm loving the Force Awakens stuff, and this looks like a great wave. So I hope you guys will strap in and enjoy. This is David Land on YouTube, and we're about to unbox some Star Wars figures. So the first figure we're going to take a look at is technically a repack, but there's a very specific reason why I picked it up, and it's not because of this thing. But it will be interesting to see this whole thing come together because I have all the parts from the figures. You can see the Stormtrooper in the packaging. You've got some new artwork. You can see he's firing his blaster rifle there, or is that a blaster pistol? I don't know. It's kind of small, so it might be a blaster pistol. But you can see Stormtrooper First Order du Premier Order, if you are so inclined to read French. I believe this is a snow segment, so this is the second wave of the snow segment. You can also see the other 3 figures, which we have, which are First Order Snowtrooper and X-Wing pilot Asty. This was the guy I was really excited to find. Equipped with sleek armor and powerful weapons, Stormtroopers enforce the will of the First Order. So it's the same as it was on the first figure. So, why did I pick this up? Why did I get another Stormtrooper? You're about to find out. No, your eyes are not deceiving you. You are seeing 3 different Stormtroopers. And there's a very good reason why I've got 3 Stormtroopers here. The one on the far left is the one I got at Force Friday. The one in the middle is the one I just unboxed. And the one on the right is one that I found at a Kmart store. And these are 3 different Stormtroopers. There are some subtle differences, so we're going to go over them. So the one I got on Force Friday, I kind of complained about this in my video, was that the ball joint is not very good on this figure. It just kind of goes down, and there's not a lot of movement in it, which is kind of unfortunate for a ball joint. The other thing I kind of complained about is the wide stance of the trooper kind of makes him hard to stand up. See, he's fallen over a bit. So, yeah, that's the Stormtrooper I got on Force Friday. And I actually got 2 on Force Friday, and they were both like that. This is the Stormtrooper I got today. We've got the same ball joint, kind of. It's not quite as bad as it is on that one where he wants to just constantly look down, but he's still looking down. And you've still got a fairly wide leg stance, so it kind of makes him hard to stand up, though this one stands a little bit better, even though he's got a bit of a lean to him in terms of his pose. But then how about this one? We have got a completely different Stormtrooper, and let me tell you why. You can see the head moves very well. There's a nice range of motion, and you can see how he's got, you see this is the Stormtrooper I got today, this is the Stormtrooper I bought at the Kmart store. You can just kind of tell that he's got a slightly different head position. He's not looking down perpetually. The other thing to look at is the leg stance. This is the one I got at Kmart, this is the one I got today. Look. A much narrower leg stance, and it makes it much easier to stand him up versus these wide leg stance troopers. So there is a variant. I don't know if you want to call it a variant or a running change or what have you. But these Stormtroopers, obviously Hasbro done goofed, and they realized they done goofed, and they changed the problem. That's probably because they had to rush some production for The Force Awakens because there was so much secrecy. That's just a prediction on my part. Here's the Build-A-Weapon part. We're not going to play too much with these, but you can see that the bottom here moves, and then the top moves, and you've got a little like gunner stand or whatever. So that's kind of neat. It's kind of interesting. So you can have your figure stand there and man the... Oops. I should have done that with the neutral stance trooper. And then you can just have him stand there and shoot the gun. So there you go. That's the Stormtrooper, and I just figured I'd address that for people who don't kind of realize that there are two versions of the Stormtrooper out there. So the second figure we're going to take a look at is Sarco Plank. Who? Your guess is as good as mine. I'm not really sure. We'll read the back. He seems to be a bit furry there. Maybe he's a Wookiee. I don't know. Or maybe he's a new species. But he's a part of the desert segment, the second wave of the desert segment. You can see the other two characters are Kanan and Ezra from the Rebel show. Yeah, I didn't pick them up because I already have Kanan, and yeah, maybe I'll buy that later. But not too interested in Rebels right now because The Force Awakens! Alright, let's read about Sarco Plank. He's a scavenger trader who scours frontier worlds for riches. Sarco Plank must wear a specialized mask that keeps his native atmosphere circling through his alien lungs. So he ain't a Wookiee, but he's probably some guy on Jakku. Maybe he's a simple man trying to make his way in the universe, to use a prequel line. I'm sure all you guys are so happy about that, but let's open him up and take a look at him. He looks really cool. So here is Sarco, and I have to say, he definitely looks like he would fit in at Jabba's palace. I mean, check this guy out. I mean, he looks like somebody right out of Return of the Jedi. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, is it? A lot of people have been clamoring and pining for the days to return to that. I imagine this guy's practical. He's not a CGI character in the movie. But again, we'll wait and see. But you can see his blaster rifle or whatever. Kind of reminds me a bit of Boba Fett's gun, doesn't it? At least from the back. Not really sure what this big old thing is on here. Yeah, but he's got the basic 5 points for articulation. He does have this like kind of soft rubber there, so you can turn his head just a bit, not too much. And then he's got these the legs here with the robes that move with his legs. Some people don't like that. Meh. I'm indifferent on it. Because most of the time these characters just stand around anyway. We don't really know what his role in the movie is. I think he's in one of the EU books now, I heard. But we'll see what his role is in the movie. I guess it's really cool to be a scavenger now in Star Wars, because Rey's a scavenger, this guy's a scavenger. The people in the BB-8 pack are scavengers, which we'll be taking a look at soon, and you can check out the card right in the corner right there. If that video is out yet. Here's his wacky weapon, and this is actually probably one of the most, quote, realistic things I've seen from this Build-A-Weapon line. It could almost fit in as a Star Wars weapon, or something in the background. You could like put it up like that, or something like that, or just put it on the ground and he can scavenge it or whatever. But yeah, this is a really cool figure. I'm a big fan of Sarco. So let's take a look at the next figure. We are definitely not short on troopers in the Force Awakens line. This is the First Order Snowtrooper. I got it right this time. Boy, we are seeing a lot of variations of the regular Stormtrooper. This is a part of the Snow segment. And we're going to get to Asty. He is last today. And let's see, let's read this. The latest generation of cold weather assault stormtroopers. Snowtroopers wear advanced insulated armor and helmets that reduce the glare of icy terrain. Interesting. Interesting, interesting, interesting. So this, I'm really excited for this figure. It looks fantastic. It looks the business. So we are definitely going to crack this thing open and take a look at it. I'm really excited. Okay, this guy is awesome. He's definitely got that General Veers Ralph McQuarrie looking vibe to him. He's actually got quite a bit of detail for a Snowtrooper in terms of like the paint applications. It'll be interesting. I'm going to show off a lot of the cool stuff, but you can see it already. Just really, really cool. So let's take a closer look at him. Here's his blaster rifle. It's pretty much the same as the Stormtrooper 1, except for it's got a little stock on it. It's very similar to the Captain Phasma one. I actually did finally found Captain Phasma. Ball jointed head as usual. Good range of motion. But again, you got that Darth Vader. Well, actually, this kind of looks more like Vader. I wonder what that has to do with anything. But look at the details there. Does that mean anything? Anybody know? But it's cool to see like the patches and the emblems on here. This camo is really cool, even though it doesn't. It's not like soft goods or anything. It does have like a different texture to it. It's really kind of cool. And then of course you've got some more detailing on the inside of the legs for like his bootstraps or whatever. You got the basic 5 points of articulation. He sits pretty well, so he can get in that first order snow speeder or whatever that's out. Maybe I'll have to review that at some point. But he's definitely really cool and really detailed. I like this figure quite a bit. I actually probably prefer it to the Stormtrooper, but it's going to be interesting to see what role these guys play in The Force Awakens. Then you've got the wacky thing here that I think you put on his arm, or maybe you put it on that arm. Yeah, you snap it into his arms, and this is kind of silly, but whatever. And then that doesn't want to snap onto his arm. There we go. And then he's got like blades, and he can just slice people up. So if you're a kid, that's probably pretty cool, but for us adult collectors, you still get a pretty cool figure. So let's take a look at Asty. I almost forgot to mention, the Snowtrooper has a removable backpack. So a 5 POA figure with 2 accessories. What is this sorcery? This is the guy I was really excited the most about for the Force Awakens Wave 2. I love X-Wing pilots, and Asty is definitely an X-Wing pilot, so it's going to be really cool. Well, yeah, it even says it in his name. How about that? It's going to be really cool to see what this figure is all about, because I definitely like that Poe figure a lot. He's a part of the Snow segment, and we saw those figures already. Hello, Asty is a skilled, if occasionally reckless, X-Wing starfighter pilot for the Resistance. Not too much information there. So does this guy bite it real early, or is he like a really good pilot? We'll find out, and we're going to find out how good of a figure he is right now. And here's Hello, Asty. He is a really tall figure. I kind of didn't realize how tall he was going to be as he almost falls over. Really kind of a cool design. Not really sure what species he is. Of course, you can't take off his helmet, so you can't really find out what he looks like underneath there. Let's take a closer look at him. You can see the helmet there has got some definite Biggs Darklighter vibe going on. So maybe that's a hint as to his fate. You've got the Rebel symbol, very similar, or the Resistance symbol. Oops, I did it. I thought I wasn't going to do it, but I did it. That's a little bit, that's fairly sturdy there. You've got his arms, 5 POA, then his blaster pistol comes right out of there. It should anyway. He's got a pretty tight grip on it. And then you've got the holster here, where the gun slides in. Is it removable like Poe's? No, it's not. So, but it's got a better position, so maybe he can fit in the X-Wing. You've got his boots here, and then you've got, you can move his legs up and down, or can you? Yeah, you can. The holster kind of hinders the movement just a bit, but it does allow him to sit down, so perhaps he can pilot the X-Wing. He also has the ball-jointed head. Of course, people don't like the fact that he's got the yellow visor. I don't mind it all that much. And next to Poe, they look pretty good together. So I definitely am happy to have picked up Asty. And now, oh yeah, almost forgot, you've got this build-a-weapon thing here, which moves about moves from side to side and in and out. It's like some skis, but you can also put the skis on his back for reasons, and then he can slide down a mountain or something. But we're going to answer the most important question of them all. Can Asty fit in the X-Wing? So if you guys haven't checked out my X-Wing Starfighter review yet, check out that card right there. And we saw whether or not Poe fit in the X-Wing, and after some extensive trying, we got him in there. This may be a very hard challenge because Asty's taller, though he is skinnier. Let's find out. So let's crack this thing open. We did find that, well, it's not really going to matter because he's pretty much got the pilot stance anyway. And let's see if he fits in there. Maybe a bit of a tight fit. Come on, get in there. Now, Hasbro, if you put out another X-Wing pilot that doesn't fit in the X-Wing, like really doesn't fit in the X-Wing, that's going to be mighty disappointing. I'm worried he's going to get stuck in there. He's kind of sitting at quite an angle right now. That's what he kind of looks like right now. I'm even going to stand up and try to see which way I got to move him. Let's try to get this arm. We're going to try to get that one in first. Maybe that will help get him in there. Oh, we're making some progress. Well, I think he's always going to sit at an angle, but he fits. He does fit, but he's always kind of going to be kind of awkward in there. But Asty does fit in the X-Wing, folks, and there is a blue version of this coming out, and apparently they fixed the issues that plagued the last one. So when that comes out, I will be picking it up and comparing it to this black, gray, orange one. So you guys can make an informed product decision and see if you want to buy that one. Because a lot of people on this review were like, I ain't buying that, I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. So hopefully the blue one will be better. And to whom it may concern, this is how you build the Build-A-Weapon part. You stick the bottom thing in there. Then let's see how we do this here. And then you stick, you plug one in here to the side. Oh, you flip that over. Very important to do, folks. Very important to do. And then you plug the other part, the other spear from the Snowtrooper into the other side. Maybe. Oh, there it is. And then you've got a wacky contraption. Kind of looks like a droid. And I guess it can go on the snow and do the bidding of the First Order or help the Resistance or whatever you decide to do with it. So, that was the second wave of Star Wars The Force Awakens figures as we do some brilliant camera work here. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please leave a like if it was helpful, if it helped you decide whether you want the figures or not, or whatever. And also be sure to subscribe. I'm going to be doing some more Star Wars videos as the ramp up to The Force Awakens continues. So thank you guys so much for watching. This has been David Land on YouTube, and until next time, may the Force be with you.